All right, today we're going to look at 8.6, which is factoring trinomials. Yes, we are doing this tomorrow also, but today's is pretty much just going to be the simple, basic x squared plus ax plus c. Okay, so it's going to be just the basic ones. Tomorrow we'll move into ones that have a little bit more work to them. All right, so first thing we're going to look at, x squared plus 9x plus 20. Now, I realize it's been a little bit since we've done factoring because last week you guys did review on the first 4 sections, which was multiplication. Remember, factoring is basically division. It's going back to how your answer started. So, does anyone remember what our problem looked like when this was your answer? Does anyone remember how the problem started? What gave you 3 terms? When we used FOIL.
It was like 2 sets of parentheses.
Yes, so that's what we're looking for, okay? We're going back to 2 binomials, right? Now, can anyone tell me what 2 things would I multiply together to get x squared? Okay, that's the easiest part of today's assignment, all right? You just put an x in both of them or whatever variable it may be, all right? Now, here's how I figure out what numbers go on the end. I look here at the end, it's a 20. So all I need to do is just, somebody give me 2 factors of 20. 5 times 10 is 20?
5, 4.
Whew.
21.
What else? There we go. Okay, so you're not going to have to do this every time. I'm just going to show you on the first couple so it makes it a little easier. So I'm looking for which 2 of these factors multiply to get 20, add to get 9. Which ones, Cage?
5 and 4.
5 and 4. How do I know that both of those are going to be addition?
Because everything's positive.
Because everything is positive. That is correct. Okay, somebody want to try this one? Cage? What would I start in both sets of parentheses?
D.
All right. And then I'm looking for what type of number? 2 numbers that what? Multiply to get,
24.
add to get,
11.
yes. So just tell me 2 factors of 24.
1 and 24.
Okay.
6 and 4.
Do either of those add to get 11?
No.
No. What else?
2 and 12.
Do those add to get 11?
No. 8 and 3.
There we go. Okay. Is everything addition?
Mm-hmm.
So what do I know about inside my parentheses? Now, again, you don't always have to write that number out to the side. If you know what it is, you can go straight to your answer, okay? Who wants to take this one? Nick?
X.
Okay. What question are you asking yourself? 2 numbers that
Go into 15, add to 8.
multiply to get 15, add to get 8. Do you know what they are?
5 and 3.
Okay. Again, if you know what they are, you don't have to write that out to the side every time. I just do that to kind of help you if you're unsure. Okay? Let's look at this one. Okay, what's the only difference on this problem? There's a subtraction in the middle. Okay, am I still going to work it the same way?
Yes.
Yes. Somebody want to try it? Somebody that hasn't gone yet? Okay, Marley. Okay, how do you know what 2 numbers are going to go at the end?
7 and 4.
How do you know that 7 and 4 work? Because they multiply to get 28 and add to get 11. All right, what signs would go with those?
The first one would be -7, second one would be +4.
Okay, if I said -7 plus 4, is -7 plus 4 equal to -11?
-4.
There we go. Because -7 times -4 would give you positive 28, right? But they would add to get -11. Does everybody see that? Okay, somebody else? Reno?
Start with n in parentheses. And then your factors would be 21 and 1.
Because 1 times 21 is 21.
And then you'd subtract them.
Okay, because a negative times a negative would give you positive 21. -1 plus -21 would give you -22. Okay? All right, we okay with those? Anybody want to try this one? Ryland?
You would take your x's down, so you would put an x in the first parenthesis and an x in the second one.
Okay. Now, on this one, Ryland, you need two numbers that multiply to get -20, add to get -1.
Okay, so you would split 20 to 20 and 1. Wait, do they need to add or?
It technically could be subtraction. I say addition because if one number is negative, it's still addition, but it could be add or subtract to get 1. But you just need two numbers that multiply to get 20, add or subtract to get 1.
So x.
So what two numbers give two numbers that multiply to get 20?
21.
Okay, would those add or subtract to get 1?
No.
So tell me two factors that multiply to get 20, add or subtract to get 1.
5 times 4.
There we go. Now, what do you know about the two signs? One's going to be,
Negative.
and the other is
Positive.
positive, right? Because to get a negative for multiplication, one of them has to be negative, the other has to be positive. Now, you have to be careful about which sign goes with which. The other ones haven't mattered because notice everything else was either both addition or both subtraction. But here it matters. Can anyone tell me which one gets the negative?
5 gets negative
How do you know that?
because 4 minus 5 is -1.
Yeah, or 4 plus -5 is -1, okay? The other easy way, whatever sign is here, since this is a negative, goes with the bigger number. If it was a positive, the positive would go with the bigger number, okay? Let's do one more like that. I think of another one. Leah? Just start simple. Don't even worry about signs. Just worry first about like what numbers and letters you're going to plug in or variables.
You'll plug in 12 and 2.
Okay, would 12 and 2 add or subtract to get 2? So you said 12 and 2 won't work. What other factors?
6 and 4.
Would those add or subtract to get 2? Yes. Okay, then all you have to decide is which one would you want to be negative in order to be left with -2? 6. Always put whatever sign's in the middle with your bigger number. Cool? Do we need one more like that or are we okay?
Come on.
One more? Okay.
Who said it?
You want it, Marley?
No,
Huh?
I'll do it.
no.
You
Laney?
wanted another, so why don't you do it so you know it best?
Come on, Lainey. Just try it. What's the first thing I plug in?
And
Okay. All right, I want two numbers that multiply to get 10, add or subtract to get 3.
Okay,
Just start
5
listing.
and 2.
Okay, so 5 and 2 would subtract. Then all you have to do is look right here. So this negative sign is going to go with the bigger or smaller number?
The bigger one.
The bigger one. And the other one gets a positive. Cool?
That was easy.
Okay. It's, you guys, it's the same exact thing every time. You just have to be careful when both signs are negative to know which one gets a negative, which one gets a positive. Okay? All right, last one. I want to show you one example on this because you are going to see this on your work. What if you have x squared minus 6xy plus 5y squared?
One of the second, both of the second ones have to be different.
Can anybody do it? Cage?
Well, the x has to multiply out.
So still start with x.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking for two numbers that would multiply to get 5y squared and add to get negative 6xy.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
So,
It's not as difficult as it looks. What do you know about both numbers that what would they both have to multiply to get 5y squared? They both have to have y. And then there's only two choices for your numbers, or really there's only one choice.
x. 1.
5 and 1, right? So this should be just y. This should be 5y. What do you know about the signs? Both of them?
Yeah.
How do you know that, Grayson?
Because there's only one subtraction.
Because a negative times a negative would give you positive 5y squared, but they would add to get negative 6. Now, can anyone explain to me why this middle term has an x, but neither of these last terms do?
Because when you multiply the x out, it'll be put there.
Because when you FOIL, right? The x times the negative 5y, then you'd have x and y. Okay? So, really, the only difference here, you guys, is that you have to put y